Level 1, Episode 3, Hooking on, foundation chain, hooking off. When hooking on, wrap your yarn around both fingers. Move it to the left side or right if you're left-handed. Put your hook underneath the first loop and pull the second thread through. Pull on your tails and that will shorten your hoop. As you can see here, this is what it's going to look like without the hook. This is called a slip knot. When chaining, you're going to wrap your working yarn around your hook. Then you're going to use your hook to pull that yarn through the loop that's on your hook. And that is as simple as that. That's your first chain. Let's do another one. Wrap it round your hook, pull it through the loop. That's your second chain. Third. Fourth. And there's your fifth. Let's have a count. Make sure we've got them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So at this point, you'll have 5 chains and the loop that's on your hook. Now we're going to chain up to 10, just for this sample. Right, there's your 10. Let's just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now the 10th chain is what you're going to work into. Now I've got a little tip for you here. A lot of people work straight into that. But if you turn it over, I'll show it easier this way, look. Okay, so this is what it will look like on the chain side. If you flip it over, you will see that you've got your circle and you've got a little bar going through it. See the bars? We're going to work into those bars. Now the reason for that is it will be a lot easier when you're doing your border. Okay, so we're counting up. And we're looking for that 10th bar. Right there. And that's the one we're going to work into. Now, before you go straight into that, you need to remember your stitch height. Now, we're going to be working single crochets in this case. So we're just going to use 1 chain, which is your single crochet height. Then we're going to go back into that 10th bar on your foundation chain to work our first stitch of a single crochet. So we've got 1 bar, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now you'll see that there is an 11th bar because you've got your 1 stitch height chain. So make sure that you're working into your 10th bar. And that is where we're going to do our first stitch. You're going to make sure that your hook goes underneath that single bar rather than the 2 loops that are on the other side. Once you've got that through, you're going to work your stitch. Now, if you're not sure about single crochet stitches, don't worry, that's coming up in the next video. There's our first stitch, and then we're going to find the next bar to work our second stitch. There it is. Get your hook in there, and we work the second stitch. Now, it always takes a little bit longer to work this first row, simply because the stitches can be quite tight. Another tip that you could use is a larger hook to make that first chaining row. If you're anything like me, and I'm a tight hooker, yes, pause for laughter, you know, it can be quite difficult to get your hook into those bars. So you're going to work your way all the way along just using the bars. And then at the end, I'm going to show you what it will look like to so that you can see and make sure that you're doing it right. Just fast forward this little bit. There we go. Now, these are the stitches you've just worked on the top. Okay? And to carry on your single crochet, you would just work your way along. You've got 10 stitches, you work backwards, forwards, and doing your stitch height at the end. Now this is what your foundation chain will look like. Since you've used the bars, you can see along the top there that it is basically your stitches like you would have on the top of a normal row. Now this is going to make it so much easier when you're working your border around your work. You can just simply work into these little stitches here, and it's a lot easier than trying to find the bars when you've finished your work. And I personally just think that this looks a little bit neater. And we'll move on to hooking off. When you're hooking off, you're basically going to make a chain. So wrap your yarn over and pull it through the loop on your hook. That's it for now. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to snip your working yarn. And then you're simply going to pull the whole thing through the loop that you'd work. There, pull it through. And then just give it a little tug to tighten it. There we go. That's hooking off. It's that simple. Basically working a chain, an extra chain at the end, cutting and pulling that loop through. All done. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell to be notified when the next video is up for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with your crochet friends. I'll see you next time, and happy hooking!